Shreyas.
Okay, like Shreya said, that I do come from so a little about me. I do come from a literacy background, and I've been in middle school my entire career. So a lot of this was born out of middle schoolers, a class full of middle schoolers, and trying to really get them to read and be engaged in school across the board. So much of what you will hear will be literacy based, but I really hope that if nothing else, because much of it is theoretical, that it will at least cause you to maybe shift a little bit in the way that we view dealing with minority males in the classroom. So I do, if nothing else, maybe at least you'll be entertained, or you'll find it interesting, if not helpful. So please feel free to stop me along the way and ask any questions. I'm very conversational. I think we get as much from talking to each other. I know we get more really from talking to each other than we do just from presentations, but that time is often limited. So any conversation, any speaking point that you want to dig deeper in, please feel free to raise your hand, throw out a question, comment, connection, whatever you feel is relevant and pertinent at the time. Okay, we good? All right. Well, I'm really very excited to be here with you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your time and your interest really in this topic, because it has become something that is really near and dear to my heart. And I'll talk a little about that. But the title of the session is Fearless, Engaging Minority Males in the Classroom. I'm currently, like I mentioned, in middle school. I'm at Apollo Middle. I'm also a district lead coach this year, so in the district a little bit. Everything that I have to say today will come from these three sources, from Dr. Alfred Tatum, whose book, Reading for Their Life, really just shifted my whole perspective and approach toward minority males in the classroom. David Kirkland, he was a PhD student at the time that he wrote this article, Books Like Clothes, Engaging Young Black Men with Reading, and then from Douglas Fisher and Nancy Frey, an article that they did in the Journal of Adolescent and Adult Literacy, Motivating Boys to Read. So if you are interested further, these three resources you can go to, and at the end, I think even in your packet, there are the publication dates and publishers and all that, so you can find them more specifically. So we actually have already gone through what brings you here, and I thank you for sharing all of those. I would like to share with you a little bit in more detail how I got to this point. This is actually brand new data that I just pulled up this week. It's the 2014-15 high school graduation rates, and I'm sure that you've seen it on the news and on our website. It's something that we are celebrating, and we certainly are in a good spot. If you take a look, this is Nashville data looking at Black, Latino, and then white students. The middle is Tennessee data, where we take a look at the same groups, and then the USA data. So you see that not only is Nashville ahead of or leading the state of Tennessee, but also the nation in graduation rates. Now, that was not always the case. As a matter of fact, when I presented in July, this data was not available, and these were the numbers that we took a look at. So
was there just no data for Nashville?
No, not on Latino. Not at that time. None that I was able to find. I will say that. And I did do an earnest search, and I just was not able to find it. Wow. So, needless to say, we have come a long, long way. But you can see why this conversation got started in the first place. The United States has not moved much. Tennessee itself has not moved much. But the district, MNPS as a district, we're doing good things, obviously, to get those numbers up. Additionally, how many of you are familiar with NAEP? Okay, it's a National Assessment of Educational Progress. It's what we call or they call themselves the Nation's Report Card. They test for math and reading at 4th grade, 8th grade, and maybe 11th. Okay, so that's basically what we use to see across the district which states are performing, how they're performing in comparison to other states across the country. And although our graduation rates look great, as of 2013, this is the information that, that we found. So when we look here, we see there's still a significant gap in This represents reading proficiency. And this is that data for 8th grade boys. So coming into, right before they get to your classrooms, this is the gap that we're looking at. And so we see that we're pretty much, Tennessee as a state is pretty much on par with the country. And there's certainly, that's almost a 22% gap in. So you can see that although we are graduating our students, there's still some huge discrepancy in the proficiency level with which they are graduating. And that is certainly cause for concern. This was the only thing that changed from, these are two different slides, but this is 2013 data, which looks identical to the 2011 data. So we're not making much progress. We did not make much progress between those years. Okay. This is an equally disturbing, if not more disturbing, set of data. And now this is for the state of Tennessee, and then for the United States in general. These are suspension rates. So not only are the reading proficiencies significantly lower, but the suspension rates are significantly higher for Black males, Latino males, and then white males. Okay. So this is what started my concern and my inquiry into what is going wrong, what is going wrong, and how can we address this issue. Reason number 5 why I'm here. For Marvin and Vanya, Chance, Malcolm, Justin, Julius, Adrian, Alex, Jose, Manuel, and all the other male minority students who sat in my classrooms really before I began to think deeply about this issue of engaging them specifically in my classroom and how I might alter my instruction in a different way or just perceive education in general in a different way. Before I got to that point, I feel like I really kind of let some of these guys down. So I'm here for them as well to help others shift their thinking and how we approach them. I do have a video. I think I'm going to have to walk over to the computer and turn that on. This is just a short clip. Thank you. NBC did a nations report. Now this is, I will preface this by saying this is an old video. It's from 07, 08, I think, or 08, 09. But again, just to kind of set the stage for when we began to become aware of this crisis.
We turn now to a big story in education. Think